A dozen certified mechanics had already tried. They checked every wire, every sensor, every bolt, and every drop of fuel. They spent days chasing a problem no one could solve. The luxury dealership CEO finally looked at the silent sports car and said, "It's over. Replace the engine." But while everyone else walked away, one exhausted single father quietly stayed behind after closing time. He wasn't looking for praise. He wasn't chasing a promotion. He simply believed that some things deserved one more chance. Before sunrise, the impossible happened. The engine roared back to life, and one act of kindness changed more lives than anyone could have imagined. Before we begin, welcome to Echoes of Stories, where every story reminds us that kindness, courage, and hope still exist in this world. If stories like this inspire you, please subscribe, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more heartfelt stories to people who need them most. Now, let's begin. Marcus Reed was 38 years old and lived in a small rented house just outside Dallas, Texas. Every morning before the sun came up, he packed lunch for his 10-year-old daughter, Emma, braided her hair the best he could, and drove her to school before heading to work. Life had not been easy since his wife passed away 3 years earlier. Every bill mattered. Every dollar had a purpose. Yet no matter how tired Marcus became, he never let anyone see bitterness on his face. His daughter often reminded him, "Mom always said kind people never lose. They just win later." Marcus smiled every time he heard those words. He worked as a technician at one of the largest luxury car dealerships in the city. The dealership belonged to CEO Victoria Hayes, a businesswoman famous for expecting perfection. Her employees respected her, but many were afraid of disappointing her. One rainy Tuesday afternoon, a rare orange sports car arrived at the dealership. The owner had already spent thousands of dollars trying to fix it. Every specialist had failed. The engine would crank but never fully come alive. For 3 straight days, the dealership's best technicians surrounded the car. Expensive diagnostic machines filled the workshop. Engineers from the manufacturer joined video calls. Every possible solution failed. Finally, Victoria sighed and said, "Order a replacement engine. We've wasted enough time." Most employees nodded and packed up their tools. Marcus looked at the silent engine one more time. Something didn't feel right. As everyone prepared to leave, Marcus quietly asked his supervisor, "Would it be okay if I stayed after hours and looked at it one last time?" The supervisor laughed softly. "You really think you'll find something 50 experts missed?" Marcus simply replied, "Maybe not. But I'd rather fail after trying than wonder forever." The supervisor shrugged. "Fine. Just lock up when you're done." That evening, Marcus called Emma. "I'm going to be home late tonight." Her little voice answered with a smile. "It's okay, Dad. Mrs. Thompson already brought dinner for me. Don't forget to eat something too." Marcus thanked their kind neighbor before putting his phone away. The dealership became completely silent. Hour after hour, Marcus inspected every wire by hand instead of trusting only the computer scanners. He removed panels others never bothered opening. He studied tiny scratches around one hidden connector. Around 2 o'clock in the morning, he noticed something unusual. One nearly invisible grounding wire had been pinched during a previous repair. Every computer reported normal voltage, but under pressure, the damaged wire interrupted the entire ignition sequence for only a fraction of a second. It was so small that every automated test had missed it. Marcus carefully replaced the damaged wire. He tightened every connection. He closed the engine cover. Then he turned the key. For 1 second. Nothing. Then suddenly, the engine exploded to life with a deep, powerful roar that echoed through the empty workshop. Marcus closed his eyes and smiled. Not because he expected a reward, but because he knew someone would finally get their dream car back. The next morning, employees rushed into the building after hearing the unbelievable news. The impossible engine was running perfectly. The mechanics gathered around Marcus in complete silence. Even Victoria Hayes walked slowly toward the car. "Who fixed it?" she asked. Everyone pointed toward Marcus. Victoria stared at him. "You stayed all night?" Marcus nodded. "I just couldn't give up on it." She looked inside the engine compartment before asking quietly, "Why didn't you tell anyone what you were doing?" Marcus shrugged. "I wasn't trying to prove anyone wrong. I just wanted to help." Those simple words stayed with Victoria all day. Later that afternoon, she asked Marcus to join her in her office. Instead of discussing the repair, she noticed the worn backpack sitting beside his chair. "How old is your daughter?" she asked. 10. "And who's with her when you work overtime?" "Our neighbor usually helps. She's been very kind to us." Victoria remained silent for a long moment. She realized she knew almost everything about her employees' productivity reports but almost nothing about their lives. The next week, something unexpected happened. Victoria announced new family support programs for every employee. Flexible schedules for single parents. Emergency childcare assistance. Paid family leave. Scholarship opportunities for employees' children. Many workers could hardly believe what they were hearing. Some quietly wiped tears from their eyes. When reporters later asked Victoria why she suddenly invested so much in employee families, she smiled. "I learned that the greatest talent isn't found in expensive equipment. It's found in people who refuse to stop caring." Months passed. Marcus received a promotion, but he remained exactly the same humble man. He still greeted the cleaning staff every morning. He still helped younger mechanics without expecting credit. He still brought homemade cookies that Emma baked for everyone in the workshop. One afternoon, a new employee accidentally damaged an expensive customer vehicle. The young mechanic stood trembling, certain he would lose his job. Before anyone else spoke, Marcus stepped beside him. "We'll fix it together." For hours they worked side by side until the damage completely disappeared. The young mechanic looked at Marcus with grateful eyes. "Why did you help me?" Marcus smiled. "Because years ago, someone gave me another chance too." Kindness had come full circle. Years later, Emma graduated from college with an engineering degree. During her graduation speech, she told the audience about the night her father stayed awake fixing an engine everyone else had abandoned. She didn't talk about the promotion. She didn't talk about the money. She simply said, "The most powerful thing my father ever repaired wasn't a car. It was people's belief that kindness still matters." The audience stood and applauded. Marcus sat quietly in the crowd with tears filling his eyes. Sometimes the greatest victories happen when nobody is watching. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness creates opportunities that reach far beyond what we can see. Marcus never stayed overnight because he expected recognition. He stayed because helping others was simply part of who he was. And that single decision transformed a company, inspired a family, and reminded countless people that compassion is never wasted. If this story touched your heart, remember that someone around you may only need one more chance, one kind word, or one helping hand. Never underestimate the difference your kindness can make. Thank you for spending your time with Echoes of Stories. Until next time, keep believing in hope, keep choosing compassion, and keep spreading kindness wherever life takes you.